the title of my book is No Ordinary Sunday.
No
And
Ordinary
I remember
Sunday.
giving, Malik and yes, and Jay Tanae,
Yes.
giving him a copy of my book. And my book honestly stems from a horrific tragedy that happened in our family. That's why I love your platform. We're talking about crossbars and talking about opening up conversation, because my passion and my ministry is to open up more conversation about mental illness, mental health challenges, a lot
Yes.
of things that people want to keep in the closet, keep in the dark,
Mm-hmm.
keep behind closed doors. Well, in our family, unfortunately, my mother, she struggled with mental health illness for a number of years. We were young, we were very young, and my dad, he was the breadwinner of the family, so he worked outside the home. My mom was stay-at-home mom, and she had a lot of work with the three of us. So it was me, I was 6, and I had two brothers who was 9 and 5 years old at the time. And my mother, because of the struggle that she had, she just lost hope. She lost faith, and she honestly felt like God had forsaken her. And she said, well, there's no hope in living. And she actually planned to take the lives of all of us in our family.
Hey, welcome to Crossbars, the podcast where we discuss interesting topics with alternative perspective. I am your co-host, Big O, and I have with me.
Hey, Jay Tanae is back in the building one more time with our special guest, Miss Cheryl Battle Freedom, the author. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, get out for Miss Cheryl Battle Freeman, y'all.
Hey,
Welcome to
y'all.
Crossbars.
Hey.
Welcome to
Yeah.
Crossbars Podcast.
All
Thank you.
right, yes. So now we have to first discuss, where are you originally from?
Okay. First of all, thank you guys so much for the invite. I'm very happy and very honored to be with you all on this afternoon. I am originally from Houston, Texas. I initially grew up on the north side. That's kind of part of my
The
story.
north side.
Yes,
Okay.
the north side.
The
Is
north-
that
And
near the airport? Is the airport the north side?
so I was actually closer to what's called Rosewood. That was my community. Like those of us, yes, those who are familiar with the north side, Homestead, Tidwell area in there. Yes.
Okay.
Gotcha.
That neck of the
All
woods.
right, north side. So you got right there for the getting over the beltway, getting right to Dallas. I got you. Okay, I hear you. Oh well, yeah, you from Houston. How do you feel about the state of affairs that's going on in Houston? Because they say it's like the baddie capital. Is that true?
Well, the bad.
Hey, look, I ain't mean to brag. I thought you was going. Yeah, set it up. Go ahead. I ain't mean to brag, but that's go ahead. Yeah.
Listen, my youngest baby just kind of schooled me on that whole terminology, baddie, and so listen, we can hang in Houston. Let me put it like that. Yes, Houston has it going on. Let me say that.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
All right. So, do you still live in Houston, or that's where you used to say where you go for Thanksgiving?
So I lived in Houston for like for a long time.
Woo, thank you. There
Anyway,
you go.
for a long time,
There
and
you
now
go.
I stay just on the outskirts of Houston. So it takes me about a quick skip to get back into the city again. So
okay.
yes.
Yeah.
I know, way too many black folks in there. I got you. I hear you. You're speaking in codes. Okay, we hear you. Yeah, they acting in a certain way, so you got to get to the outskirts. Where you can go pick up some food from now and then.
Yeah.
I understand. All right,
I love my people though. I
Got you.
love Houstonians. Yes.
Okay,
All right.
absolutely. So now, being from Houston, were you into any athletics? Because Houston is known for some of the greatest athletes known in the United States. Were you into sports growing up?
Absolutely, I was. I ran track. I played basketball, a little bit of volleyball, and some softball. So yes, I was very much an athlete coming up. Oh, I don't know what that look is for.
See, listen. When I say
she was
alternative, when I say alternative, that means I'm trying to talk to you because I'm like, see, that's everything. They got the tight little shorts. You know what I mean? Look. She played volleyball. You know what volleyball uniforms look like. She played basketball, and she of a certain demographic, so them shorts were short. All right, look. Right, and she ran track.
Oh yeah, she had the speed.
I did.
Okay. Right. Now, was your whole family like athletic, or was it just you? Or you?
Primarily, it was just me. It was just me. Yeah, I was kind of the athlete in the family. So a lot of support. Yeah, a lot of encouragement.
Encouragement. That's what we call it. Oh yeah. I just went to A&T homecoming. It was a lot of encouragement. Absolutely. That's gonna be the new. Thank you, ma'am. You have given us a new terminology display. I'd be like, that's a lot of encouragement.
This guy, look, Miss Freeman, this guy is something else.
I see.
Encouragement. Oh my God. She don't realize. Oh yeah, that's
no. Stay focused. Let's get
you're right.
Focused. Let's get you focused.
All right, now hold up. Of all the high schools, what illustrious high school did you attend in Houston?
So I actually attended Michael E. DeBakey High School for Health Profession.
What?
Yeah, that's why I graduated from Michael E. DeBakey. So
that was different.
Look at
Michael E. DeBakey. Is he a prominent like a physician or somebody?
Yes, prominent heart surgeon here in. He's actually well known throughout the world, but he was a very prominent, well known heart surgeon, and so our high school was named after him. Now, when I actually attended the high school, it was just known as the High School for Health Professions, and then later on, in honor to him, they added his name to the school's name.
Okay, so when you were going, you knew what your profession and you knew what your passion was because you just said, all right, I went to Central, I went to Carter, I went to this one, so okay. So what did you want to be intentionally in high school?
Honestly, all throughout like elementary school, middle school, high school, I wanted to go to medical school. I wanted to be a physician. Kept my grades up. I mean, I have such a huge passion, even to this day, still for like the medical field, for science, biology. So that's what I wanted to do. However, my story kind of took a little twist.
Life happens.
Okay, we're gonna get you there. Yeah, life happens. Okay,
but I'm very happy where I am today. But life happens.
So now, what college did you attend? So what offers and what college did you attend?
Yes, so I attended the University of Houston. I actually had been accepted at the University of Texas my senior year, but unfortunately, I lost my dad. And I had to stay here to take care of my 16-year-old brother. So I switched my education plans, of course, to the University of Houston. No regrets whatsoever. I'm very, no regrets regarding that, having to take care of my brother and go to school here. Still received a very great, sound education at Cougarland.
Cougarland.
Cougars. The Cougars.
Think about the name. Cougarland. Oh my goodness. Home of the Cougars.
Awesome. Should I have not said that?
Awesome. I'm just loving how this is going. Awesome. University of Home.
Got the Cougars. All right. All right. Did you have
what's the word again? We had encouragement. There you go. With various encouragement.
Did you have siblings that also went to college? Were you the first to go to college? What?
I was actually the first in my family to attend college, and I do have a brother, and he did attend college as well. He took some college courses. I was the first to actually graduate. So that's kind of a good feeling to make some positive deposits, especially for my girls. I guess we'll talk about that later on, but just be an example.
Trailblazer. Sure. So you was going to go to UT, but you went to University of Houston, home of the Cougars.
That's it.
And I know you went there with much encouragement. Absolutely, with much encouragement. So I know that you graced the campus.
Yes, he did.
A great athlete. Athlete.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And now you're there, and you're majoring. You're going pre-med or nursing.
It was actually biology. I started biology. Yes, biology major. So I majored in biology and I minored in psychology.
Okay.
Yes.
Psychology in the house.
Okay, there we go. All right. Okay. All right. And now you're there. And now I just got to know because I'm going to time. So now tell me, how was it when you were in college and now the Ghetto Boys come out? And now Houston is on fire with this
for real.
So what did you do when you were there? Because I know around the time period, because you said something, you gave me a clue. So I'm like, around that time, the Ghetto Boys got out, and Houston was the center of the world. Yeah. So tell me about those days.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. So my story, it is a little different because, again, because of life happening. I actually worked a lot. So it's like I worked full time. I went to school full time. Took
That's
care of my
right.
brother full time. So, and also I was a part of a sorority, right? I
Oh,
did
which one?
pleasure sorority. So honestly, that was my outlet. That's how I was able to party and kind of take a break from the academics. Look at he like
Wait,
he like
You're like, what sorority?
Which sorority is
uh so Zeta Phi Beta. I hope you
All
guys
right.
know Zeta
Okay.
Phi Beta. Raw
Okay.
blue and white.
D9.
Raw
I'm
blue
D.
and white. All right,
D9.
then.
I'm
All
with
All
you.
right,
I'm
I'm broke
with you.
five. I'm
I'm
broke
with you.
five.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'm broke five. We ain't got it. Yeah, I'm broke five. Yeah, that's what I'm glad.
D9 in the
right.
house. D9 in the house.
All
Absolutely.
right. So now you. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The Zetas. Yeah, they had a lot of encouragement
Oh
everywhere they
yes,
go.
yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah.
Definitely.
stepped. I mean, we did all of that. We were in
Absolutely.
competitions, and it was
Mm-hmm.
it was a lot of fun. There was a whole lot of growing, a whole lot of messing up and learning from messing up to do.
Yes, that's
But
what college is for.
I
that's
was,
what college
I
is
was
for.
close. I thought you was rhyming. I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
I
You started
know.
rhyming. I was like, wait a minute. There ain't too
Cut it
many
out,
places you
about to
can
lay
go
it
with
down,
that.
big O.
I was like, whoa. I said, whoa. I said, all right now, your sister gonna hit. Woo! There we go, sis.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh. Yes.
Mm.
I think that's MC Light. MC Light's a Zeta. Is it MC Light a Zeta? Yeah, I think she's a
I
Zeta too.
think so.
And
I believe so.
Fantasia. And Fantasia. They're both
Yes.
Okay,
Zetas.
all right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, we
All right
have
now,
some
y'all
celebrities
now.
amongst us for
Yes,
sure.
All right now.
absolutely.
You're
Yeah,
doing
as
too
well
much.
as my
No, I'm
sisters just in
serious.
general. Yeah, yeah. Raw blue and white. They're amazing, phenomenal women.
You go.
Yes.
So I got to be the one to say it.
All right, you ready to move forward?
Oh, okay. Because I was about to say, like, that girl couldn't read. So how is she getting college?
No, they got honorary. They're still honorary after
Okay, cool.
after
I
you
was
do
sitting there
so
like,
after you do so much in the community and things like that. I mean, you still have to show and prove, but
okay, cool.
yeah. But there's
Yeah.
there's honorary
Because
celebrities who did that. Yes.
somebody grabbed the mic from me some years ago when I saw Cribs, and I was like, everybody was like saying, "Oh, I love her house," this, and I was sitting there like this, and it was like, "What's wrong with you? What do you see?" And I was
He's a
like,
hater.
"No, I wasn't. I was just like, why she got bookshelves?" Like the first thing I was like, "Why she got bookshelves?" And then everybody was like,
"You're going to get a
you're
whooping."
bad. And then I was like, no, you can't. What if I was blonde? Think about it. You go to Stevie Wonder house and you see a bunch of TV.
She said, "We're gonna reel you back in."
It's like, I was like, somebody got to say it. But you will see a whole bunch of books at Stevie's house. But you're gonna see.
You might see some Braille,
Yeah, Braille books, but not
yes.
TV. You'll say it don't match, but right, you get
yeah,
my bad.
Yeah.
All right, come back. All right, that's what I mean. Alternative perspectives. It's different, but all right, here we go. All right. So now you're in college and you kind of avoid some of the questions. we understand, Z5, that's right, classy lady. Keep it classy. But yeah, I understand. I understand because Zetas are known to be the athletes of the sorority. So got you. All right. And if you athlete, that's your near athletes and all right. All right, let's keep moving.
Yes.
Now that you're there, and tell me what happened because something had to change while you were there. Because when you came out, what did you come out as, and what was the direction you went towards?
Yes, and so as I said, my dad passed when I was a senior in high school, and so just having to work full time, having to take care of my brother and myself, it was quite the challenge. It honestly was, but I thank God I was able to stay on course, stay focused. And so I graduated with a BS in biology. And I honestly took a genetics class during my academic years at the University of Houston. And I just fell in love with like laboratory work, right? Medical school, I kind of put on the side, on the back burner, because now I'm a parent. I have to take care of my brother, and things honestly just changed. We had a lot going on. So my primary focus when I graduated was to get out and get a job. I needed to get a job so that I could work and take care of myself and my brother. And that's what I did. I got out, I graduated, and I got out, and I thank God I was employed by my first laboratory employer. Had absolutely no experience. Right,
Right,
we're in
straight out
this.
of college. Yeah.
I was fresh out of college, and so we're all in this waiting room. We're waiting to be interviewed, and I hear these people sharing their resumes, and they talking about where they're from, and these big companies, big science companies, big chemistry companies. And I'm sitting there. I had been working at Kroger. That's how I was working my way through school. That's how I was taking care of my brother. Started out as the only female sacker at Kroger, but I want y'all to know I reeled in those tips.
You called it a sacker? You mean you was just doing the bags, right?
Well, it's
they call it a sacker.
Yeah, the athleticism that I had, from that athleticism, I
that
built on
encouragement. They had to
what
put you
I'm
in the
saying?
front.
If
You had
I
encouragement.
could put up a ball, I could push the baskets.
I know. You was a sacker. I know. You had encouragement.
A sacker.
See,
yes. I'm telling you, I was out there in the parking lot rounding up baskets, and whenever I would stack people groceries, sometimes people wouldn't even allow me to stack their groceries. They may only have one bag, and they would just tip me heavily, just because of the effort
encouragement.
Right.
That's the word.
Right.
That's the word.
They were encouraging me. It was that encouragement.
Yeah.
Right?
I would have tipped too.
I'm telling you. And
I'm definitely.
That's so funny. So back to the waiting room. So we're all standing around. I had 3 interviews that night. My final interview was a panel interview. Had never had one of those.
Ooh,
and I was offered the job, right? And so my first day on the job, we're all introducing ourselves. And the first thing someone asked me was, so where are you from? Because this particular lab was a pretty tough lab to get into, right? And so they knew, she has to have some credentials. And so they go, so where are you from? Where did you come from? I said, Kroger. And they said, Kroger all? I said, no, Kroger grocery store.
After I was sacking,
Kroger grocery store.
Hey, but what's meant for you is meant for you. And when you got some favor, what I mean? It don't even matter.
That's it. And I love to share that story because I would be asked to go to a lot of different seminars and high schools. I love to share that story with young people and tell them you honestly you have to emphasize what you have. A lot of us, when you first going into your first career job straight out of school, you don't have any experience. So now you got to just kind of talk more about the classes that you've taken, and you have to draw parallels between maybe that class and the position, how those classes have helped you for that position. And so, I love talking to them and telling them about my Kroger experience. And, I came straight from the grocery store. Favor.
Wow.
Favor.
You said it. Tanae, favor, dear.
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So now that you're in this in your field, how did you transition out of the field into more of the arts?
So I worked for a laboratory, for 3 years, and then I was hired on with Harris County Public Health. One of my that was a career for me, over 28 years, almost 28 years there, a total of over 33 years in a laboratory. And then I began working on a book, writing my first book, something that the Lord had put on my heart. Took me a very long time to write that book, like 17 years.
What was it about? What was the subject matter? Was it you?
So the title of my book is No Ordinary Sunday. I remember giving, Malik and and Jay Tanae, giving him a copy of my book. And my book honestly stems from a horrific tragedy that happened in our family. That's why I love your platform. We're talking about crossbars and talking about opening up conversation, because my passion and my ministry is to open up more conversation about mental illness, mental health challenges, a lot of things that people want to keep in the closet, keep in the dark, keep behind closed doors. Well, in our family, unfortunately, my mother, she struggled with mental health illness for a number of years. We were young. We were very young. And my dad, he was the breadwinner of the family. So he worked outside the home. My mom was stay-at-home mom, and she had a lot of work with the 3 of us. So it was me. I was 6, and I had 2 brothers who was 9 and 5 years old at the time. And my mother, because of the struggle that she had, she just lost hope. She lost faith, and she honestly felt like God had forsaken her. And she said, well, there's no hope in living. And she actually planned to take the lives of all of us in our family.
Wow.
So one Sunday, She took my dad. Well, she prepared all of the meals. So she poisoned my dad's soup. She sent him to work. We'd actually gone to church that morning. Her plan was after church to take our lives one by one as we came in from outdoors playing. So I was in the backyard with my two brothers. And of course, we back there doing what kids do. We digging all in the dirt, digging for them doo-doo bugs. Y'all probably remember them doo-doo bugs. And yeah, we had the shovels and we had the pails, and we're just going at it. And all of a sudden my 9-year-old brother, he stands up and he starts knocking the dirt off his shorts. And I'm like, but what's wrong? And he's like, well, I have a headache. And so I'm gonna go in and let mom give me something for my headache. And so now I looked at him, I said, well, the street lights are gonna come on soon. We're gonna have to go in the house. Are you gonna come back? He said, yeah, I'm coming back. Just let me go in here and get something from mama for my headache and I'll be back. And my brother, he walked through that back door, opened the back door, walked through the back door, closed the back door. And sadly, just a few minutes later, I heard this scream that I'll never forget. Then I jumped up. I looked at my baby brother and he looked at me and I was terrified because I said, who is that screaming like that? Instead of running through the back door as my brother did, I instead jumped a side gate and I ran along this sidewalk that ran along the side of our home. As I was turning to the right, making a bend towards our front door, my mom was coming out of the front door, and my mom looked unlike I'd ever seen her. She was very panicked, hysterical. She was sweating. She was crying. And she was carrying something in her hand. I didn't know what that was, but she scared me. I did not run after my mom. She looked at me in my eyes. I looked at her in her eyes, and she ran across the street. And instead, I ran into the home, and I was, almost out of breath, and I'm panicking, and I'm calling out my brother's name, and I was receiving no response. And so I checked each room. Finally, I went to the back of our home. My parents' room was to the right of the hallway. And then my brother's room were to the left of the hallway. And sadly, I stepped to the left of the hallway, stepped into their doorway, and I found my brother, my 9-year-old brother. His name was George. And my mom had just taken his life. I did not know it then. I was 6 years old. And all I knew was that my brother needed help. He's on the floor. His eyes are wide open. And, there's just, unfortunately, there's blood everywhere. And I froze, like I could not move. I heard something. I think it was birds, something. I thank God for that. Something hit against the window. And that was enough to break my trance. And I turned around and I ran. I ran as fast as I could out of our home. And it's like the walls were just spinning. And then I ran in the direction in which I saw my mother run. And she was across the street at one of our neighbors' homes. And there was a lot of just crying, a lot of wailing going on. And I'm at their door because I ran inside the garage and I'm beating on the door that leads to their kitchen. And no one is answering the door. It's like no one is hearing me. Well, because there was such a great commotion going on inside of the home. Finally, someone saw me, and I could see through this crease in the curtain, this division in the curtain, and I can kind of look in there and see what was going on. So she saw me, and she ran. She opened the door, she scooped me up, and slammed that door, and we ran out of the garage, out into the driveway, and that day, our family lives changed. It changed in such a major way for us.
Now, with your mom, what was her diagnosis? Did she have a diagnosis? Did you guys know at the time what it was, or?
So my mom, unknown to me because I was so young at that time, my mom had actually once been committed while we were very young, and this was like when I was around 2 years old. She actually had already been committed, and my grandmother, her mom, actually stepped over my dad's head and kind of took charge there because my mom was struggling. She could see that. And so she had already been committed for a couple of years. She got out and she had been out almost 3 years, but they thought my mom was fine. And my grandmother knew, however, that she was not fine. And my dad was hoping and praying that she was. And my grandmother was getting ready to do what she did initially, and she was getting ready to have my mom committed again, but it didn't work out like that. Yeah.
Okay. So now you go through this experience. I wasn't sure because when I was following, so your mom poisoned your dad, but you say he died when you were in high school.
Yes. So thankfully, my dad smelled the poison, or he knew something was wrong with his food, and he didn't eat it. And so again, that's grace from God. Yeah, he did not eat that food. And so the day of the tragedy, once we're all standing outside, now we have neighbors coming from all over. We have people coming from streets all over because the word spread quickly. People were in the street, they were crying, and then they were trying to find my dad. My dad worked at Armco Steel, which was a huge steel factory here in Houston. And of course, back then we didn't have cell phones, and so it took them a while to find my dad. Meanwhile, the crowd had gathered, and it was such a very intense, very emotional atmosphere. And the police, of course, they were there. The EMS were there, and then the coroner, he came as well. The police wanted to take my brother out of the home because they were afraid that the people were getting ready to just tear up the neighborhood. If you can imagine just standing outside, and then this baby is inside on the floor and lifeless now, and the mother is the one who took his life. See, nothing like that had ever happened in our community.
For sure.
We had never heard anything like that happening. And so the police wanted to go ahead on and get my brother's body out, but again, had not located my dad yet. And so I did see my younger brother. The neighbor and we saw my younger brother, and I told her I have to go and get my brother. So we went, got my younger brother. We were standing there, and the police did approach us, and they actually asked me, because I was the oldest, they asked me if I would go next door, go across the street, and tell them who the little boy on the floor was. And they said, all you have to do, they said, we're just going to cover his face. If you know who he is, just let us know. And then I promise you, the officer said, we'll cover his face right back up, and we'll bring you out. I already knew who the little boy on the floor was. I knew that
for
was
sure.
my brother.
Yeah.
And so that's what we did. We walked across the street. They had to move the crowd out of the way. We had very loving neighbors. We were all like a huge family. And there were people really reaching out to us, trying to grab us, trying to hug us. And at the same time, the police were trying to move them out of the way because we just need to get in the house. We walk in the house. There are police everywhere. They're in our house. They're turning everything upside down in the kitchen, and they're just all over the place. We went to the back bedroom, and the officer did as he said. They uncovered my brother's face. I told them exactly who it was, covered his face back up. They took us back out, and then the coroner, the morgue came in, and they took my brother, put him on the stretcher, and took him on out. So it was it really was some type of afternoon. I'll never forget that day. It's like etched in my mind,
Yeah. And I remember seeing it on your book cover, the scene on the front of your book, said a lot about that. After that happened, did you all go live with other family members? Did you stay with your dad, or?
We actually did. We they moved us around from household to household until they can find somebody who could take care of us full time, because my dad still worked full time. My dad was such an amazing man, because though he worked full time, he would still come during the evening times after a long day of work. He'd go wherever we were. He'd come and he'd sit with us during the weekends. He would, take us, and we'd be with him during the weekend. So eventually we settled in with our grandparents. I like to say my grandparents moved over for us. My grandmother, my granddaddy, they were both up in age, but they wanted to take care of us, and that's what they did. They moved over, and now the greatest responsibility was on them to continue to raise us, my younger brother and I. Yeah.
All right, and that was your mother's parents, correct?
Those were my dad's parents.
Your dad's parents. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. All right. So your dad's parents. So for going through that type of trauma at that early age, did you exhibit any other type of behavioral issues growing up through school? Because you said you were an athlete, but whereas I had similar trauma that you speak of
Oh,
family
bless
members.
your heart.
That's why I was like, I'm listening, and I could really empathize with what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
but now I understood some of the things of how I was thinking, what sport I played, and why I played it. So I understood, like, I had some anger issues, and I started learning how to cope with it, and it came out different ways. So for me, sometimes I kind of look back and say, yeah, I understand I was dealing with stuff. And then even now as an adult, I know I even think different just because of the trauma I experienced,
Yes.
as a child. You never, as I tell people, when you lose your mom at an early age, I always like try to explain to them, like, you never see a blue sky. You like blue sky. It's always gray. I always see gray. You know what I mean? Like, all right, yeah, it could be blue out, but I always see, like, it looks a little gray. You never see a sunny day. You see, it's nice, but it's gray. So with that being said, how, like, did any of those things come out throughout your youth, and what were they?
Absolutely. So the thing, and again, this is what I'm really on a mission to change in our communities, especially in our families. I'm trying to silence the stigma and address the unaddressed. That is my slogan: silence the stigma, because that stigma had my family and I stuck. No one would talk to my brother and I really openly about what happened. The only thing that we were told was, your mama was sick, your mother is sick, she still loves you, but your mother is sick. So to a 6-year-old who now the reality has set in that she took my brother's life, number one, she loves me. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Does not. And number two, you're saying that she's sick. A 6-year-old, to me, sick meant
like help.
I'm gonna see a cut. I'm gonna see, runny nose. I'm gonna see something. I saw no manifestations of sickness. And so once again, that made no sense to me. And I have to remember that even my dad and my grandparents struggled with my mother's sickness, struggle with trying to understand, well, why would she go to that point? Why would you take your own child's life? So they struggle with it. They didn't know how to make it make sense to me, to a 6-year-old, make sense to my brother, a 5-year-old. And they struggle with that. And so instead of our really trying to dig deeper into that, what they chose to do is, let's just not talk about it. And we just move forward. And the kids are going to be okay.
And a lot of times in our communities, they'll be like, oh, we'll pray about it. Just pray about it.
That's it.
They put that on there, put the prayer on it. Like, that's not everything. Like, it helps, but that's not everything.
It's not everything.
When you really need it. Yeah.
Exactly. And so, as I said, we settled with our grandparents. And then me, one day, I'm just being kind of nosy. I'm going through our closets. I don't honestly know what I was looking for. I was just being nosy. And I came across this box. And the box contained articles from that day. We have the Forward Time here in Houston. It's one of it is the largest African-American newspaper here in Houston. We had the Post, which was a premier newspaper back in the day, and the Houston Chronicle, which of course is still present to this day. So I'm going through there and I started looking in the box, and then I started reading the articles, and that article has almost time stamped that day for me. And it talks about, those articles talked about my mom and what she was thinking. And she was quoted as saying that life would offer us no good thing, so that we were better off dead. And she said, so I'm going to, take my kids' life. I'm going to kill them one by one and send them to Jesus, is what she said. Even if it meant she would go to hell for doing so. That was how she was thinking. And for me, I was preteens, and I want you all to know, that messed me up for a moment. That messed me up.
For sure.
And I said, okay, so this is what happened. So my mom, she thought that life would offer us no good thing, that we wouldn't be able to do anything good. In other words, that my life was valueless, that I couldn't do anything good, and I would be better off dead. Yeah, I struggled with that for a while. And so for me, that struggle was in the form of my becoming silent, right? I kind of isolated myself more.
Yes.
I covered up a lot of my feelings, my emotions, and honestly, to even go back to my second grade year, my mom, she was committed to a mental state institution. So her mom worked really hard to keep her out of prison. And so instead, they sent my mother to a mental state facility because they said she needs help instead of imprisonment. And so she needs that confinement, that type of confinement.
Sure.
And so I can remember my dad and my grandparents one day talking about her release. She had been in there a little bit over a couple of years. And I was listening to the grown people talking. They were talking about my mom getting out and her release. And I became terrified. And I said to myself, well, what does that mean? Is she coming back home? Is she going to come back home to finish what she started?
Right.
Because again, no one was talking to us about it. So in my second grade class, I remember I had my favorite teacher in that class, and I just needed someone to talk to me. So I remember drawing this picture, and I drew a picture of a knife going through a hand. Because that's how my mom, that was a weapon she used to take my brother's life. And so I drew a picture of that knife going through the hand, and my teacher took the picture up and she showed my auntie, who at that time was helping my grandparents raise us. So my auntie would come to the school and pick us up from school. And so after school, my auntie was very quiet. We're in the car, we're driving home. I'm like, well, what happened? What's wrong? Because my teacher never said anything to me. We get home, my auntie sends my baby brother to the back room, and I received the scolding of my life. And she went in hard on me, and she was screaming and hollering at me, asking me, what does that picture mean? And why did you draw that picture? And what are you trying to say? Again, that was out of, I'll say, ignorance in a very respectful way. She just did not know. She didn't know. They just did not know how to deal with that tragedy and that even the trauma that they were all feeling. Mm-hmm. And so, yes, that helped me just scoot right on back into my own little corner. And then when I found those newspaper articles, it messed me up for a while because no one was talking to us. And so for me, life, I didn't know really what my life was going to look like. You understand? I didn't know why. I mean, why was I even still here? And the further I grew up, and the more I grew up, that became almost the theme for me. Well, why am I even still here? Because one thing after another continued to happen in our family up until the point of, as I said, by the time I turned 18, my dad had passed, and I was the one who found my dad, and he was my hero. And I found my dad. My dad had a massive heart attack. Mm-hmm. And then from there, of course, I had to become the grown up and the parent. And I was honestly just waiting for the day for something to just happen because I myself was losing hope. Yeah. You know, you're talking about that anger, that bitterness, that resentment, you know, and while I tried to keep as positive of an outlook as possible for my brother, I was really done. I was done.
Yeah. But you turned it into something though, because you still were able to go to college and work and did all that. So you used, you know, the anger. And you kept your grades up and you did well. So you were able to use that. So that's something I don't know what that's called. You know what I mean? Were you able to use that? And it's funny how some people go the opposite way and they go to drugs, or they just kind of self-destruct and, you know, turn themselves. And then some people go this way. And that's what, when they talked about trauma and families, things like that, like, what is that one thing that makes some people go left and some people go right?
Absolutely.
And it's a small thing. I don't know what it is, but, you know, it's definitely something that some people dig in. You get that grit.
Yes.
And you don't even know how you're doing it. So like you said, by the grace of God, or somebody's praying or something that's happening, that you're able to do that. Now, while you were doing that, you were taking care of your brother. Did you get in any other relationships for you? Like, did you date, anything like that, to try to, you know, have a somewhat normal life instead of just being a mom and working or anything like that?
My dating life was very brief because of my history, because of the past. I felt like anything good that came into my life was going to be very temporary. And so I did not put very much effort into anything. I questioned just about everything good. I questioned, is this real? I questioned, how long is this going to last? And when is it going to leave? And what is going to be my condition once it has left? And that's from, you know, being in relationship with guys to even just family relationships. You know, when people started trying to get closer to me, because I had abandonment issues, like major abandonment issues. And so I questioned a lot. And so I did not have healthy relationships early on in like college. I did not kind of bounce around from, this guy to that guy. And it just wasn't working for me. Not at all. Yeah.
Okay. So now you're working, because you worked for 33 years per se in the health field. And now I can understand why you would go into some type of social science, because even myself, education and mental health company.
Wow.
So I understand why mine. And actually, I was able to deal with some of my stuff as an adult, past 40.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Before I couldn't
right.
If you ask me about stuff that happened in my childhood, my family, my parents, I couldn't even speak of it. I'm like,
yes,
like you would never know. I just shut down until I start learning about, depression. I didn't even know I had serious depression while I was in college.
Yes.
I was like, what? Listen, it's like, somebody, I remember going to an education, somebody was like, "Does anybody ever sleep for 24 hours straight?" Like, yeah, like that ain't normal. It's like, oh,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
But I was just tired.
Right. Yes.
Did you ever wake up and it's bright outside, but it's dark because you go to sleep dark,
cloudy.
Yeah, cloudy.
Yes.
Yeah, like what is the signs? And then you start delving into it and not realizing, oh, Chuck, that's me. Yeah, that's me. And I checked all the boxes.
And men too. The men don't really talk about it a lot at all, especially Black men.
Yes,
that's a whole nother right there. Boy, shut up! You don't cry, and toughen up, play football, and all that.
Yes,
right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Men don't cry.
Absolutely. So that's why, me being quiet, listening to every word, and understanding what you're saying and saying, yep. And then you live life, and if people's not from that community and don't know about it, they would look and say, I could never know. I would have never known. Never known.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't tell you how many people, even some of my closer friends, they know now, because I've had I have a book out now, and going a lot of different speaking engagements. I've had numerous interviews, and so they know now. But those who work with me for many years, they would say, Cheryl, I never ever would have guessed that's your story. Ooh. Because you're always smiling, you're always encouraging other people, and they say, I would not have made it through that. Well, if you in my shoes, you just never know.
You don't know.
Yeah.
You just never know. I know God has absolutely, I have to give him the praise. I have to give him the glory. He absolutely kept me through all of those years. When I've never, I guess I've never attempted suicide, but I've had those moments when I just didn't want to wake up. Yeah. Can I just go to sleep and not wake up? And so all of this will just be done. I had a lot of moments like that, not even just moments, years of that big old, and you're talking about that. When it's just cloudy. And I can remember going to the counseling center at the University of Houston because I needed to talk to somebody. No one still had said anything. Now, my dad is gone. And then my mom's death actually triggered almost like a major meltdown for me.
When was that?
So my mom passed, my dad passed in 1984. My mom passed 5 years later.
Did she ever come back? Did you guys ever go see her again after that? Or
she did come back.
Okay.
She came back into our life. Our dad actually allowed her to be a part of our life. I know my dad carried so much guilt. I know he was very much depressed, and he never sought help. I mean, he was 52. He had a massive heart attack. Just that stress. And that pressure of trying to keep it going and not having a suitable outlet for being able to talk about his own feelings and his own emotions and taking care of his own mental health. But I went to that counseling center because, my mom's death, it triggered something for me because I said, I'll never be able to ask my mom, well, Mom, like, Like, why? What were you really thinking? Up until that point, I didn't have the courage. We were back with our mom, not living with her, but my dad would take us to visit her. And so we had to work out a lot of things, but we were back with my mom, and my mom would from time to time ask us, did I ruin your life? She would just come out with it. Did I ruin your life? And my brother and I would very quickly tell her no, but that's just not how we felt. We felt like, well, yeah, you ruined our life. Our brother's gone. Our family is no longer together. And then I'm a female. I'm a young woman. I don't have my mom in my life the way I need to and want to during those very precious years, right? So her life, her death triggered something for me. So I ended up going to the counseling center, and for the first time I sat there for like over an hour, and I just talked to that counselor. And I'm telling you all, she grabbed the tissue box and she cried more than I did. I had to just get it out, and she just cried and she cried. And at the end she told me something, and I know to this day it was so very powerful for me to hear. She told me, she said, "Cheryl, if you just look at your life, you look at all that you've been through, you are a survivor. Like all of those things could have taken you out at some point. You could have just given up." But she said, "You're still here." And so now, of course, since that time, I've gone from surviving to thriving. I'm no longer just a survivor.
Okay.
All right.
I'm thriving in life. I live a blessed life. I'm a very blessed woman. And but just being able to speak with that lady, that counselor, it did make a difference, because I had to get that out. If I had not been able to talk to her, I don't know what would happen. You know,
I have this thing. I just want to say this quote, and I saw this, and it's on trauma. All right, I just want to read this to y'all because it's really, really powerful to me. It says, "Trauma is personal. It does not disappear if it is not validated. When it is ignored or invalidated, the silent screams continue internally, heard only by the one held captive.
Yes.
When someone enters the pain and hears the screams, the healing begins." Yes. So it's saying you have to go into that. You have to go into the pain. You got to go into what you don't want to talk about, what you think is not there, all the silent stuff you didn't push down.
Yes.
You know, until then, you're dealing with it and nobody knows. So until you go into it, that's when you can start healing, which could take like, say 40s, 50s, grown people, 6, 7 years old, still haven't even talked about stuff that they've been through.
Absolutely. Yes, big old. I mean, that is right.
Yeah, acknowledgement. And it was
trauma is personal. Yes.
Because even thinking about some of the things how I was thinking, I actually thought some of the issues were my fault. You know, and even how I was able to reconcile with my father, I even thought, you know, I was kind of ashamed of it at parts, but it was just like, you know, trying to figure things out, you know, and it's been, as I like to say, it's still a journey, because I'm learning more about myself throughout the years. And, you know, I want to give my wife so much credit, but she was like, "You need therapy."
Go ahead, Miss. Go ahead, wife. Go ahead.
And I tell her, like, I had therapy. Me and my friends be talking. And she's like, "That ain't it. That ain't it."
I'm like, a professional.
Yeah, you need professional help. I was like, no, I get professional help. I just don't lay on the couch. I get help. That's it. You know what I mean? So you know, as I can say, you know, I love my personality, and I use the word that when I think about people that dealt with real stressful trauma and tragedy, is really the resiliency, you know, of the people and the characterizations of many people's families, because, you know, it broke up, you know, your nuclear family, but your extended family stepped in, as did mine. You know, so at times, thank God, it's kind of hard to tell, like, you know, it was like awkward, but it wasn't a word to put on it. But as I got older, I was like, yeah, I was technically, yes, I was an orphan, but I would never say it because my extended family was there.
Right.
Yes.
So I sit there and be like, yeah. And some of the trauma comes up, you know, when I lose family members, and I just think like, damn, you know, like, okay, I start thinking about things, but I also look at some of our family, and I look and see how my life and my sister's life has changed. and how we're doing well. And I look at some of my family like, damn, like you had both your parents, y'all ain't had no tragedy.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That
and y'all gonna do that? Like I ain't had nothing.
Right, that thing.
Yes.
What is that thing? That thing. What
Yes.
What is that?
And I'm like, I ain't have nothing. And I'm thriving, and sometimes it's like that resiliency to say, okay, you may have nothing. Me and my sister, I always look at her and I laugh because like some of our family members as well as friends. We gotta look at them how they grew up. Like, yeah, we didn't have no such thing as safety net. I remember my roommate in college was like, I had to ask my mom and dad for like $300 so I could pay my side of the rent and that. And I'm looking at him like,
I better go work an extra shift.
Yeah, like for me, it's like, if I ain't got it, I'm homeless. Like you
ain't
see that spot over there by the 7-Eleven? Yeah, that's me. Like, that's it. What are you talking about? You're like, I gotta make. And so, like, even now having children of my own and like understanding, they don't even understand half. Like, I look at them, they don't. Like, oh no, I know how to cook at 8. And they like, what? I could, eggs. I'm over there in step stool getting it in. And same thing. They like, you can't do that. I was like, what?
Oh, yes, I can.
Yeah, okay. You'll figure it out. But my wife's like, yeah, that wasn't normal. Then you start realizing she came from more of a normal nuclear family. Like, oh, you ain't had to do that? Like, oh, you ain't had to do that? Oh, wait a minute, what? Like, yeah, my mama folded my clothes. I was like, well, what? Right. Mama folded your clothes. Like, so now it's like, I'm learning. I'm like, man, but I have an amazing wife, but I'm looking like, damn,
maybe you should write a book.
I'm scared.
We're ready to go.
I'm scared.
It took Miss Cheryl 17 years to get her book out. It took me 10 years to get 2005 to 2023. What's that?
Beautiful poetry.
17 years, right? Yes, same thing. That's how I deal with it. Is I write it out. I wasn't an athlete, but I took my trauma and my pain and my experiences, and I wrote them down in a book. I mean, for poetry, that's what it did for me.
Yes.
So when I went to Miss Freeman, I seen you at the National Black Book Festival in Houston. It really broadened everything because there were 130 authors there or more, and everybody had a story, and they've taken that, and it was from teenagers to 60, 70-year-old people that had written their first books, but they were there. And sometimes it's just so good to get it out.
Absolutely.
Get it out of you to see it. And when your issues are now tangible, you can feel it, you can see it. Yes. It's a different kind of feeling when you get it. It adds a little bit of confidence, and you get a little bit of more, it's like I did that. Now I can help somebody else. I can help somebody else. Like, oh, you're giving back in your way, I'm giving back. In my way. I do poetry groups in middle school. They got a lot to talk about. They got a lot to talk about.
Absolutely, and maybe one day. If I it's still a process. Okay. Still a process.
Start writing it down now. Oh, just a little bit. Just start jotting. Just jot it
down. Look, I got like levels, like family. I got moving from place to place. Then I got school trauma. I got sport trauma.
Documentary. Documentary.
You like movies.
Documentary.
I got different. And then now I got marriage trauma. Like I got levels. You know what I mean? Like I got 3 daughters and a wife.
Yes, all girls.
As I like to tell
everybody. All girls.
Yeah,
you got all girls. Okay.
And the people who know me, I always say I got 4 sisters because my aunt who raised me had 3 daughters, and they're all older. I'm a baby boy. She had 3 daughters and a son, and I always say I got 4 sisters because when I grew, I came in the household at 6. So they all older than me. So I grew up so I'm like, all they knew is those are his sisters. Like, and I'm the baby boy. Right. So when you start looking at it from a standpoint, I always tell people like, I got 4 sisters. Is like how your sister, and I've never been in charge. And then I got married. You know what I mean? Like grew up with 4 of the sisters.
Them ladies, you ain't have a chance, bro.
Oh yeah, and I would say like only thing I got is looking forward to is getting older, maybe cutting the turkey and raking leaves and shoveling snow. Like that's it. It's nothing in my house. Nothing in my life that has not been dictated by a woman. I even think now, even in my professional. I started really thinking about it. I said, and I'm gonna tell you something. This is crazy. I'm in education, and most of my principals
that I've ever
had were women.
I bet. Yeah.
It'd be like a woman, then a VP be a woman, and then the dean of discipline be a woman. I'll be like
listen, life will give you what you need.
No, this is no. See, this
you need it.
You need it. Big O.
Listen, now watch this. I said when I was younger, right? I wanted to be a ladies' man.
Oh, now you are. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Watch what you say.
No, watch it. Watch it. Now watch this. I said, I had a real player prayer at 3rd grade. Like, Lord, I want you to have all the ladies love me, Lord. This one gave me 4 sisters, gave me a wife and 3 daughters. And I'm sitting here. Look, I'm like, I ain't mean like that, Lord. I ain't mean.
You gotta be specific.
Yeah, that's why I pray, and I put the Mega Millions numbers in them. Now, like, yo, I want it on this day at this time. Yeah, it got the 650 million. No, don't give me. You hit last. Like, the future. Nah, I want them on this day. You got to get specific with it.
You gotta watch what you say.
That's it.
I was like, this, and I'm sitting here still like, damn, like a woman. Look. My co-host is a damn woman.
You better recognize.
You know what I mean?
It's called balance. It's called balance.
It ain't no damn. It's imbalance.
It's balance. It's feng shui. It's feng shui. So I want to give back to Miss Cheryl. So you have 3 daughters now. So some relationship must have happened between something.
They find.
Yes. So actually, yes.
They find like you.
Yes, I did.
She said yes. They find like you, right? Oh, my God. They from Houston.
I actually, that's so funny. I did.
And they had to teach you about baddies too. So
I went to the College of Biblical Studies because I received, my calling. So I went to the College of Biblical Studies, and I met my husband at the College of Biblical Studies.
Look at.
Yeah, here we go. He said, "You're going too fast."
Not too fast. She went to college. She's trying to skip over some things.
She met him
in class. She wants to be there for biblical studies. That's what's in the title. It's in the title. Biblical studies. She said, and I met my husband.
So they found the scripture that says, "If a man shall find his wife."
Yeah,
That's it. She had encouragement.
That one.
That's it. That encouragement.
She was walking around with encouragement.
He was at that table waiting with me for that encouragement.
You walked right past them with encouragement, and he said the Lord had called them.
So you guys met at Bible school. Was he in your class? Was he?
He was. Well, actually, I missed my class, and so I made up my class in his class. So I missed my time, and so I had to make it up in his class. I happened to go and sit at his table.
Me too.
Listen. Long story short. 2 weeks later, he asked me to marry him. 3 weeks later, we were before the pastor. 3 months later, we were before the pastor. 6 months later, we had the big, wedding ceremony and all of that. And I am still married today. We've had some things. We've had some things that take place. Unfortunately, my husband had a lot of health issues as well. But the Lord is, God is faithful. So yes, I have 3 biological daughters. He has a daughter that was his, before we met. So I have her as well. She's my baby as well. So I have 3 in the house with me, 1 outside the home, and we have a grandbaby. All girls.
All girls.
Bunch of estrogen. Woo!
Hold up, man.
I've had one male dog in my life. The rest of them were all female.
So y'all got a lot of things in common. Y'all got a lot of things in common. But so all your daughters, did they know?
You gotta cut me off. I'm gonna get you though.
No,
I'm gonna talk about it, but go ahead, TJ.
So with your daughter, you married him. You guys are together, still together. How many years have you guys been together now?
24 years.
24 years.
Forever.
Bars on that. So then your daughters. How did they respond when they found out all these things happened? Like, and they read the book, or they told you what was their take on all that?
Yes, and so I started sharing my daughters, I guess some years back when I thought it was, I guess, age appropriate. I would tell them things, but I said, well, so we're not going to go through this whole thing again. We're not going to repeat that generation of not talking about family history. And so my daughters, they know very well what happened in my life, because it's just a part of their history as well. They go to my book events with me. I think you may have seen a couple of my daughters. They help me. They're so very encouraging. And Oh, I'm not gonna cry because we don't have time for me to cry. But I want to tell you
Yes,
that my babies are. They tell me so often how very proud they are of me. Like my oldest daughter, who she doesn't cry a whole lot, but she was sharing me just yesterday. In fact, she was saying, "Mom, I was talking to one of my friends and I was telling them how very proud I am of you because all the sacrifices that you've made and all that you've been through." My daughter at one point was angry because she said that's too much suffering for one person and for one family. And she said, Mom, you have this great faith, but Mama, why would God allow all that to happen? So see, that was part of, I guess, our even growing closer together, just talking about that. And I'm very real, very genuine with my daughters. And so we discuss, what happened. And if they have questions, I answer their questions. And so they know. And I'm so grateful, though. They don't see that as, why my family, why my grandmother had to do that. And, why I couldn't, we've gone through a little bit of that, but for the most part, my daughters, they're resilient as well because we've gone through a lot. Even since I've been married, we've gone through a lot. And I just have to brag on all three of my daughters. My oldest is in Singapore. She graduated from Vanderbilt University last year. She's working on a University of Princeton fellowship in Singapore for a whole year. My middle baby, she is a senior at Trinity University in San Antonio. She'll be graduating next year. She's at the top of her class. My baby, top of her class, 6.13 out of a 6.0 GPA. She's a junior at high school. Our oldest daughter, she is now soon to be like a regional manager in a dental office, a collection of dental offices. And she has, she has like risen to the occasion. And our grandbaby, beautiful, cute, quirky, all of that, and so I have nothing but praise. We go through a lot, but I don't see myself anymore, my life anymore as a woe is me, because I was there. Big O, I feel you. For a long time, I could not talk about it. I would not tell people about it. But now, I'm just different. And I share my story with joy because of where I've come from, where God has brought me from. Yeah, I share my story with gladness. Those 17 years that it took me, Big O, to write that book, those are 17 years of healing in adulthood. That I thought I had gotten through. As soon as I started working on one paragraph, just like Tanae say, you write that stuff down. Go ahead and start documenting. That stuff I started documenting, making, points, bullet points on Post-it notes, whatever I could write on, started typing, and then the tears welled up because I'm like, I thought I was over this. I thought I was healed from this. But it was that 17 years that God used to heal me. So it wasn't one day short of my publishing my book that, I was not able to complete my book. I was able to complete my book in 17 years, but not one day short, because every single day that was a day of healing for me. It was a work of healing in my spirit, in my soul, in my heart, in my mind, so I could free myself of so many things and I can live a good life. You understand? Yes. Big O, we're waiting for it, Big O.
I'm sitting here listening.
You're amongst authors. Come on, Big O. You're amongst authors.
Okay.
You're among, you got to join the tribe now.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. All right. Well, I got to talk about 3 months now. What happened? God, whoa! All right, look. I'm bowing to you. I don't want to shake your hand. I want to bow amongst greatness.
He had to be a certain type of. Listen, he had to be a certain type of guy for you to say, because if you were not relationship, he had to.
You meet the certain kind of woman.
I want you to know.
When you know.
Both.
Listen here. When I I gave my life to the Lord, I was complete and I was satisfied. I said, I don't need a husband. I don't even need children. I just want to work for the Lord for the rest of my life. Fell in love with the Lord. Then he knew he could trust me to go ahead and fall in love with a man. And so at the College of Biblical Study, that's what we did. We sitting at that table. We talked even after the class. We were really put out by the janitor. And my husband walked me to my car. I've never, ever, ever believed in love at first sight. I've never believed in that, but I fell in love with my husband the very first day that I met him. Our first lunch date that we went out, I could not even eat. My food stayed on my plate. The man took my appetite.
Woo-hoo! That's some bars right there.
Yeah, he took
and then
I'm just telling you, I went to A&T, North Carolina A&T State University, and I fell in love every day. Every
he
day.
need prayer. He said he's still healing and working on things. Yeah.
Listen, I met my wife in Spanish class, and the only thing I learned how to say is "Como se dice." That's it. All I know how to say to this day, and hola.
Oh, there you go. Don't forget hola. Come on now.
Como se dice. All I know. Failed that class brilliantly. I said with my chest out. Failed it. And I was sitting there like, I don't know what y'all here for, but I'm here for her. Yeah, her right there. She up there looking at me. She talking about she was working on her content. I tell people the story. She changed it up. Man, my content.
I want to hear her version. I want to hear her version.
There you go.
She was winking at that, and I looked like winking at the player. At the
player winking.
She winked at the player. I said, "How dare she? No, I know she know better. You know, I know she know better." And absolutely, I thought I was gaming, and she was.
And she got you.
It was like, I thought I was the predator, and I was the prey.
No, listen, you had some of that encouragement. That's what you had. You had that encouragement.
What's that word again? Come on,
encouragement. She had that encouragement. That's what she
encouragement.
Oh, absolutely. I love encouragement. Absolutely.
All right.
Okay. You got me on track. I'm trying to tell you.
I love it.
It's captivating. I'm sitting here like, man, this is so awesome. You're inspiring me. Your story is inspiring.
Yes.
However, we got a part of the show now. This is what, right? Where I actually really say this is that, right? I'm gonna ask you some questions, and you're gonna say one or the other, or you say both because you can't choose between the two, or you say neither. Okay, because you'll like it. So I'm gonna give you, like, as I like to say, a little easy one first. You know, grits or oatmeal?
No.
Neither. Grits or oatmeal? And you from Texas?
You said I didn't hear the grits. Grits
or oatmeal?
Grits.
Oh,
okay.
Grits. I was about to say,
can I tell you I'm traumatized by the oatmeal because that's all we ate when I was a kid. And my girls say, I will not touch oatmeal. Don't you put that in front of me.
I had oatmeal this morning.
I ate oatmeal a lot as a child and in college. And then I recognized that oatmeal I associate with broke. So I had it when I was a child and in college.
Yeah, no college for me.
Because it sticks on you.
Oatmeal is healthy.
Absolutely. You dress it up, but give me grits any day. And I was the kind.
That's hilarious. You are funny.
And all them cats from the South was looking at me like I done did something wrong. They were thinking, y'all put sugar in y'all cream of wheat. Like, that's great.
I love cream of wheat.
I put sugar, I put some butter in it. I saw people get up and move like.
Okay. Don't do the sugar though, big old.
I didn't know until later on. I was like this, and then I looked at the underclassmen like, "Hey, yo, get rid of that sugar, youngin. Listen, I was."
All right, so she put grits.
I like grits.
Grits.
She got me off my thing. All right, here we go. Okay. Ooh, let me give you one. Dallas Cowboys or Houston Texans?
Houston Texans.
Ooh.
Houston Texans. Houston Texans. All the way.
Yes. Okay. All right. San Antonio Spurs or the Houston Rockets.
Houston Rockets.
Okay, all Houston.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Look. Okay. Now, actually, some little harder questions. All right. We're gonna go with Michael Jordan or Clyde Drexler.
I think Clyde Drexler because he seemed to be a little bit more humble. Clyde Drexler. I'm just gonna go with him.
Look, y'all think I ain't know. Absolutely. That's what I do. Yeah, they're gonna get a little harder. Okay.
Yes.
George Foreman or Muhammad Ali?
Ooh, George Foreman. I have his grill in my
I see the pattern. I don't know if everybody else knows. I see the pattern. She's picking everybody.
You see the pattern?
I seen it.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna throw you off now. All right, okay. All right, let's do that. Aretha Franklin or Patti LaBelle?
Oh, I don't know why you did that. Both. I just have to say both.
Both.
I have to say both.
That's what I call those victories for me. All right, okay. All right. Let's go with the Ghetto Boys or Run DMC. I know that was your air. I know. I saw you. I saw pictures. Mm-hmm. You ain't think I had the pictures. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
you
I
had
guess I'm gonna have to
fingerwaves.
go with Ghetto Boys. I think
Yes,
I'm
mind playing
right
tricks
here.
on me.
Yeah, I don't know why you do it, Big O. Why you do that?
Okay, all right.
Do
I
that.
know there. And look, I know the era, so
Yeah.
So we got to go with the big two: Michael Jackson or Prince. Michael Jackson or Prince.
Michael Jackson.
All right. Now let's get one a little bit more difficult.
Okay.
Rick James or Lionel Richie.
Lionel Richie.
Dancing on the ceiling.
Got you. Okay.
Oh.
Look. Tremaine Hawkins or the Clark sisters.
Oh, I have to go with both because you're gonna start laying it down like that. Yes, sir. I have to go with both. They're all in my playlist.
That's right. All right. All right. Look. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Look. Okay. Let's go with more modern. Okay. John P. Key or TD Jakes.
John P. Key.
Yeah, because he was older. I got you. All right, go to the bottom. All right, because I was going to do Joel, but he. It's cool. All right, cool. That's cool. I'm gonna leave it alone. Ooh, wait a minute. Let's go. Ooh, I got you. All right. Regina King or Taraji P. Henson.
Ooh, Regina King. She go way back in the day. I really liked Regina. Oh, but Taraji. Oh shoot. Let's see. I'm gonna have to go with Regina King.
All right.
Yeah, we know who's gonna play who in the movie. That's all.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I can play the husband when I see you walking by with all that. Yeah.
He's always trying to get a role.
He always trying to get a role.
Look.
He gonna dance, sing something.
Encouragement. I still encourage you. All right, here we go. Right. Okay, now, do you like fried fish or fried chicken?
Fried fish.
There we go. Look at that Texas girl. I see.
Fried fish.
All right. Okay. All right. And this is I only got two more because I don't want to keep on going because I got to start hitting you with some really hard ones back in the day. Ooh. Yeah. James Earl Jones or Sidney Poitier.
Oh. Ooh. I can't eliminate either one of them. I have to take both.
Yeah, that went deep. Oh, I felt that one on this side. I was like, "Ooh,
I right here, girl." Ooh.
Yeah. I throw the little ones up there. Then
we had a little lull in the conversation.
This one is because she's an author, so I'm going there. So now, Toni Morrison or Alice Walker.
Ooh. I know who I would say.
I'm gonna have to just say Toni Morrison.
I got you. I know it. Hold on, wait a minute.
What?
Wait a minute. Okay. If you want to do that, okay. Do you do poetry too? Because
I've been to poetry nights. I love it. It's so woo. And of course,
so
I have
much in
books.
Houston.
My sister right here, Tanae. Oh, baby, yes, yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm like, ooh, my sister. Yeah, that's deep and it speaks.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna have to get what's the elder name? Wake Forest. Oh my God, I'm gonna say
he ain't asking me.
Her. Which girl's godmother? Oprah's godmother. Her confidant and her mentor.
Oh, Maya Angelou.
Maya Angelou or Nikki Giovanni.
I'm just a Maya Angelou fan. I know she's gone, but she has left such an amazing legacy. I have to go with her.
Absolutely. Because I was like, I thought about when she just said that. That was an extra one because I think of it.
You that one in. We'll appreciate
that. Nikki Giovanni got this. It's called a kidnap poem.
Oh,
Nikki is something different. I think.
I was like, what?
When I think of
poetry, make me go look that one up.
Yeah, I think of her as like the James Baldwin of poetry.
Yeah,
like if you listen and read James Baldwin, he'll give you some jewels, but he spins it so beautifully and
love it.
It's like unreal. I remember how he was calling you know, how you know, you did some, you know, as I like to say, his arch nemesis, the white man, that he would call the alabaster peers. And I had to go look up what alabaster meant. It's a type of white paint. I said, oh, this man is calling them alabaster.
I don't know.
Said,
Wow.
alabaster peers. I said, I thought he was cussing. I said, James is different. But yeah, I love some of them. You know,
wow.
but yeah, that was great. And
that was fun. That was great.
This and that, you know, because sometimes, you know, people get up here and they kind of protect their political connect. And the first like 5 of them you caught on, I was asking about somebody from Texas and seeing where she was going. She picked up on it real quick. George Foreman.
Like what else? What other answer would I give you?
Yeah. She was like, I was like, you know, Ali, but you know, people may not know. I was like, yeah, I was asking stuff. Oh, God, Drake's over Jordan. Like he was the University of Chicago. You know, look, and he was there. You know, that was really was there with the girl. You know what I'm saying? I know you was there around the same time.
She was got it. She know what she likes.
I picked up on it.
So Ms. Freeman, do you have anything that for any authors that are coming out or writers or anything? Do you have any tips or anything for somebody who wants to write or just getting their book out, anything like that?
I would say, number one, honestly, just follow your passion and follow your heart. If writing a book is something that you have wanted to do for a long time, or even if, you know, if it's just something that you just now say, well, this is what I want to do, I would say follow your heart. You always think about, so what is it that I'm trying to accomplish by writing this book? What is my message? I would tell people, don't get distracted. Do your best to try to stay focused. And so we all writers, we know this, that you may even get like writer's block. That doesn't mean to stop writing. That means take a break and then get back to it. Mm-hmm. Some of us, you know, took me 17 years. Some people write a book in a year. Some people write a book in a few months. Some people write a book in a month. It just depends on your journey. I know Big O mentioned journey earlier. It just depends on your journey. And I would say gather. And as you said, Tanae, you know, start documenting, start notating, write those things down. It's amazing how all of those ideas, those sentences, those paragraphs will all come together and form your book. But you have to start documenting and notating and, you know, find a peaceful, quiet place to do that so that you can think and you can really pour yourself into whatever that endeavor is, you know, nonfiction, fiction, poetry, whatever it is. But I just tell people, follow your heart, follow your passion, and remember why you're doing it. Make your why big enough to keep you from giving up. Your why has to be big enough to keep you from giving up. Honestly, that's just in life in general.
Indeed it is. That's bars on that one for real. That is bars on that one. So can we find you anywhere on social media? People need you speaking. Do you have an agent or are you doing this all on your own?
So I'm doing this all on my own, but now I need an agent. So if anyone knows of a good agent, I'm doing this all on my own. I do have a website and it is noordinarysunday.com. So this is my book. You all, this is my book, No Ordinary Sunday, based on a true story by Cheryl Battle Freeman. That's me. And I do have a website. I am on social media. That's why I need an agent. I need to get more into the social media. I'm just not big with it, but I'm doing more. Facebook, Instagram, especially Instagram. You'll see.
What's the name
more
on
of my book.
Instagram and Facebook? What's the name?
Instagram is just Cheryl Freeman. My daughters hooked me up on Instagram and Facebook, so I would guide people to Instagram. And you see more information about my book. And I have honestly other books even in the works right now. I'm working on 2 other books right now, and so we're gonna get that thing. You know,
are you working with a publisher or are you self-publishing?
My first book was actually self-published. I was told that I could get a traditional contract, and the reason why I did not even attempt to do so was because the same person also told me you cannot be glued to every word of your book. In other words, if I sold my book, I have to be willing to allow them to change it. And this first book, you can't change this. This is my story. No Ordinary Sunday, you can't change that. And so I chose not to do that because I was and still am more driven by my message than I am by money. God is certainly blessed. He definitely has blessed. But my message, I don't want my message changed. I honestly don't. So who knows in the future? We'll have to see. But yeah, that's a self-published work, No Ordinary Sunday, by Cheryl Battle Freeman. You can find it on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, Walmart.com, thrift store books, and we're just kind of expanding out. Also on my website, www.noordinarysunday.com.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And speaking engagements, absolutely. I take invitations. I've spoken at so many different places, conferences, at churches, different organizations. My book has been a part of book clubs. Of course, I've been on other wonderful interviews, just like this, radio stations, radio interviews. So again, anything will help me get the message out so people can see I am a product in some ways of what happened. But, God took me further. It didn't just stop there. So it's like just because of the tragedy and the trauma that I experienced, I still had a hopeful life. There are still things that I could do, and I've been able to accomplish those things. And so I want to let people know tragedy and trauma does not have to steal a good future from you. You don't have to live in the tragedy and trauma, but you got to deal with it so that you can move beyond it. You have to deal with it.
Barz.
Yeah, or else it will remain a focal point of your life, even when you don't realize that it is, because it does impact what we say, what we do, how we act, how we behave, the decisions that we make,
everything.
And if you thinking it's not impacting you, if you haven't dealt with it, it's impacting you. Yeah.
Barz. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, it's so much to take in. Thank you so much. Do you want to say anything before I take us out of here?
No, she said it all. I was making sure that her handles got out there. I already friended her Instagram, and hopefully she accept me and accept me as a person because I got issues. Sometimes I'm super smart and people can see some smartness, and I'm goofy as a mug, so you can see my ignorance. I'm a work in progress. How people say he ain't done with me. Don't judge me.
Not with me
you can see what is it? Work in progress. With
all of us.
All of us are. Yes. Me too.
All of us.
Nah, some of y'all little. I'm still rubbing.
No, we haven't arrived.
Yeah.
It just look good.
It's loading. Like all the stuff ain't get yet. And,
I would love this.
I said, I know I need therapy. I know it's just that I need, I gotta get a couch I'm comfortable with. You know what I mean? Because I'll be sitting here talking all day and like Tanae try to come on, bring it in, bro. Bring it in.
Gotta reel them in.
Look, watch this. I got undiagnosed ADD. I'm sitting here like you saying stuff. I try to stay with it, and I was like, man. I want.
His brain was like,
I was everywhere. He done told me, I'm like, oh man, I went to Bible school. Yeah, in 3 months we was at the altar. Great, huh? Like that struck me. I was like,
I love it.
I've met people and I've heard. I was like, whoa.
But that's why I love this because Crossbars. Some guests we think that we're interviewing guests, and sometimes you guys, bless us as we, sometimes it comes back to you, and that Crossbars. That's what we're about. It's just that conversation of people you meet, people you talk to, people you don't know who's dealing with anything, and it's just the conversations that we have that improve us, and that's all what it's about. When we can make it connections, we can make it connections. Absolutely. So on saying that, I am Tanae. That is Big O. We got Miss Cheryl Freeman in the building. We're going to say thank you for coming to Crossbars Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, on YouTube, as a Facebook, and that's Crossbars. It's KROSS .com. Make sure you check us out on all the social media platforms. Looking forward with you, Miss Cheryl. When this video comes out, share it with your friends, share it with your family. Like us on Crossbars. We love you guys.
Peace. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all look for the movie too.
Look for the movie.